There's a meadow that's leading somewhere.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to go ahead and just follow it and tell me what's out there.
Comes to some water. Maybe it's a lake or an ocean.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel in this place? Very good. So while you're feeling so calm, I'd like for you to just notice what you look like there. Look down at your feet. What do you notice?
They're like green feet.
Green feet, very good. And notice how many toes you have.
3.
3. Take a look at the rest of your body.
Scaly.
Scaly. What color are your arms? Do you have arms?
Yes.
Describe them for me.
Same green scaly with 3 fingers.
And are you wearing any type of clothing?
No.
No. Very good. So describe your body for me. Is it thin? Is it thick? What does it look like?
Very thin.
Are you short or tall?
Can't tell.
You can't tell. Very good. Let's take a look at your face. What do you look like?
A big bug eye.
A big bug eye. Very good. Any notice your nose or your mouth?
Yeah, frog-like mouth.
Frog-like. Very good. And do you walk on 2 feet, or how do you move? Notice.
Yes, 2 feet, like
2
human.
feet. All right. So what is it that you're doing today in this lake or this ocean? Take a look at this water. What do you do here?
The water's purple.
Its water's purple. Very good. What makes this water purple? Take a look around.
It's just there's a couple moons in the sky.
A couple of moons.
Yeah.
So there's 2 moons. And what color is the sky?
Light blue.
Light blue. Very good.
But with purple tint of purple.
A tint of purple. Very good. And how old are you? Notice what?
22.
22. Very good. And do you go by a certain name?
Layla.
Layla. So are you male or female?
Male.
Male?
Female.
Female. Very good. So Layla, let's see where it is that you live. I'd like for you to go to the place in which you call home.
I go in between water and land.
Very good. Describe to me what's there.
In the water, there are a lot of crystals. It's like a big boulder of crystals.
What color are these crystals?
White.
Beautiful. Tell me more about this.
And little fish live in them like a coral.
And are you swimming in the water now? Or are you just observing?
I'm still on the shore.
Okay. Tell me more.
I like to come on the shore for a peaceful time.
Is there a special place that you go to?
Yeah, there is a cave on the side.
Let's go to that cave now. Describe to me, when you get there, what it looks like.
It's kind of like half shell open. I like to sit there and watch the sky and just look around.
Yes. And Layla, do you like to be alone as you do this?
Yes, of course.
Do you have any family, Layla?
Yeah, I do.
So let's find out a little bit more about your life when you're not on shore in that cave, I'm going to count from 3 to 1. When I get to number 1, I want you to leave this scene and go to the place in which you are with others like you. Begin now by taking that deep breath in. 3, going to the place where you're home with your family. 2, and 1. You're there now. Where are you?
Underwater.
Describe this place for me.
A lot of crystal-like structures.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like home to us. We have our crystal beds.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a big opening where we gather.
Yes.
And children are playing.
Mm-hmm.
With the seashells.
Mm-hmm. And how is it that you're underwater? How do you move around?
Or swim.
Mm-hmm. So how many do you see?
A lot.
Mm-hmm. How do they make you feel, Layla, when you see your family?
Very happy.
Mm-hmm. And since you are young, do you have a family of your own?
No.
No. Do you have any partners?
I have a guy, yes.
All right. So let's find out who this partner is. I'd like for you now to just close the scene and go to a moment in which you are with your partner. And tell me where you are.
We're swimming together and holding hands.
Mm-hmm. I'd like for you to just look into his eyes. The eyes are the window to the soul. Do you recognize these eyes in the life of Oksana?
No, they look very different.
They look very different. So I want you to connect with his soul. How does he make you feel?
Very calm and peaceful.
Very good. Very good.
He pulls a weed-like flower and gives it to me, and I put it behind my ear.
Beautiful. Anything else?
We like to come up on the shore and look in the sky and the stars at night.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So just take a moment and do that and feel that feeling, that peace and calm. Just put it into your heart, knowing that you are safe.
Yeah, we just sit on the rock and he hugs me and I lean on his shoulder.
Beautiful, beautiful. Does he look the same as you?
Yes, except he's more buffed up.
Mm-hmm. Very good, very good. So Layla, we're going to close this scene now. And now we're going to move forward to an important event in that lifetime that affects you. Could be a celebration or something sad. I'm going to count from 3 to 1 and you'll be at that event. 3, closing this one and moving to that event. 2, and 1. You're there now. Where are you?
On the same place underwater, but there's celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Everything decorated with like flowers, like and some kind of lights. Maybe it's like almost like lanterns.
Mm-hmm. What's the celebration about?
Maybe it's a wedding.
Mm-hmm. Notice what it is. Acclimate yourself to this day and notice what it is.
Yeah, it's my wedding.
How do you feel?
I have this light flower crown. And I have this see-through shimmering gown. That's kind of like, I don't know why I have that on, but.
Mm-hmm. What's it made out of?
It's very like almost silk-like, but see-through material.
So it's made from the sea?
Yeah. Like a film, almost like a jellyfish, kind of clear.
Very good. So tell me how you're feeling this day.
Oh, so jittery, but happy jittery. Excited.
So let's see what happens. What happens at this celebration?
I come out of my crystal home, and the male that I'm marrying, he's standing there looking at me all happy.
How do you feel?
Very happy as well.
Very good. So what kind of ceremony is it that you have in order to consummate this marriage? What do you do?
There's person that reads the vows and then he wraps this seaweed string around our arms in figure 8. And then he and all those little fishes started dancing around us, like almost like in the wind world. And
so what vows did you make? What promises and vows did you make during the ceremony?
to be together, to care of each other, to watch each other's backs, to protect and save, and love, love, and cherish. Cherish.
Very good. Very good. So let's close this scene now and let's move forward in this lifetime to another event, something that affects you, that makes a big impact. 3, 2, and 1. You're there. What's happening?
Something's in the sky.
That's what it is.
The sky's changed its color.
What color is it now?
Like a reddish tint.
What's happening?
There's a chunk of moon missing. And all my people are worried. We come up for air and looking in the sky and look worried at each other. I have my kids with me. They're little babies yet, like 2, 3-year-olds, 5-year-olds.
How many do you have?
3 or 4.
What's happening next?
We need to leave. We're worried we're not safe here anymore.
Notice how you're feeling.
Feared, coming up, and worried, and I'm looking at my husband and the insecurity troubling.
What happens next? Go to the next event regarding this.
We had to leave the ocean. And we went somewhere, carried little suitcases. Everybody has their little suitcase. Almost going through the forest, and we are in this forest, all in a group, all sitting, hugging our knees, kind of. And just worried what to do next, where to go.
What was happening in the ocean that you needed to leave?
It was not safe anymore.
How do you feel inside this forest?
It's a temporary safety, but it's not the place we want to live.
Mm-hmm.
There's a different ocean on the other side. We might go there, but it's a long walk.
All right. So let's see what happens next. Close the scene and go to that next event that impacts you. You're there now.
We're starting new. We're building our houses now. We're on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Notice what it looks like in this place.
It's very empty still.
Mm-hmm.
But we make do.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be more careful now.
Okay. Notice how it's making you feel in this new place.
It's safe. There's nobody here. It feels like there was a war on the other side. The way we're not the target, but we're just kind of bystanders. But
Very good. So now let's close this scene and let's go to the last day of your life in that lifetime. The last day in which you are alive.
an old woman.
You're old.
My skin is all shriveled.
Notice how old you are.
3,300.
Very good. So what is causing you to leave that body? Notice what it looks like and what it feels like.
It's old. It's time to go.
Time to go. Notice where you are.
In my house, there's my children and grandchildren and many, many generations. And the little ones sitting with me, and I'm telling them a story. And they're like listening to my stories.
Beautiful. Look at all their eyes. Are there any of your offspring there that look familiar to you?
Yeah, my girlfriend.
Very good. All right, so let's move up to the last moment of your life. And I want you to just take your last breath and just feel yourself slipping out of that body and seeing that life as a spirit. And you could see that entire lifetime and understand the purpose of it. Why is it that you needed to live in this life? What was all about it?
Creating a beautiful family. Many, many generations. Living life in a way that enjoying it every day, watching the stars and being happy for very little moments in life.
And did you learn anything from that lifetime?
Danger come when you're not expected, but it's not terrible. You can find solutions.
Very good. So I want you to just leave that body behind and let's see what happens next. Where do you go after your spirit? What do you notice next?
It's a lot of light.
A lot of light. Very good. What happens with this light?
Just blinks.
And how do you react to this light?
I don't like it.
You like it or you don't like it?
I don't like it.
Mm-hmm. How does it feel to you?
Cold, but it's like a reddish tint light that's blinking.
Mm-hmm. What happens? What happens with this light?
It's almost like the warning light, like construction warning lights, like work in progress, kind of.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Where do these lights lead you to?
There's a big piece of machinery.
Mm-hmm. What is this machinery made out of?
Some kind of metal.
Mm-hmm. And where is this machinery? Is it on solid ground?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Describe it for me.
It's huge. The old machines are really huge. They like mining equipment.
Mm-hmm. Are you observing this equipment?
Yeah, I'm looking at it, and I have a yellow helmet on.
Mm-hmm. What do you look like there?
I'm a male,
Mm-hmm.
and I have this very huge, big, bulky legs and arms, and like Shrek like.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
um,
Is this a humanoid body?
you can say so, but probably not.
Mm-hmm. Take a look at your skin. What is it made out of? Is it soft? Is it hard?
No, it's not soft at all.
Mm-hmm. How would you describe your skin?
Very leathery, but hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
my face is. I have an ugly face.
an ugly face?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What do you consider ugly about it? Take a look and see.
Big potato-like nose and
Big nose. Notice your head. What shape is your head?
big, round. The eyes are very cold, like it's almost like you can't say no soul in them, but it's very no emotions.
No emotions. Good. Take a look at your hands. What do your hands look like?
Like fingers. Almost again greenish tint to it.
Mm-hmm. Very good. How many fingers do you have?
Yes, 5.
Okay, very good. How is it that you're dressed? You said you have a yellow helmet. What about the rest of you?
It's like a overalls kind of type clothes.
Yes. And your feet?
I'm not wearing anything on my feet.
So what do your feet look like? Are they very big?
Yeah.
Good. And how old are you? Notice the number in your mind.
66.
Very good. And what do they call you there? You could spell it out if that's what you see.
Joa.
Joa?
Joa.
Joa. Okay. So, Joa, what is this big piece of machinery that is in front of you? Do you work there?
Yes, I run it.
Tell me what it does.
It grinds the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
We're mining for some kind of material. It's a stone. It's like the stone cannot be crushed with the machinery, so only the dirt around it gets pulverized.
And what's the importance of this stone that you're mining for?
It's needed for our ships. It's some kind of conductive material.
Very good. In this place in which you're mining this, what is this place?
Planet.
Mm-hmm. Does it have a name?
A21.
Mm-hmm. And what does this planet look like? Look around you.
It's kind of reddish and brown.
Mm-hmm. Is it just stones?
It is where we're at. There's no plants or life here in this mining site.
Yes.
There's mountains in the horizon that we can see.
Mm-hmm.
It's very sterile, kind of.
Do you like what you do, Joa?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So let's close this scene and let's see how this machinery works. I'm going to count from 3 to 1. I want you to be there. It's doing what it is that you do with this machinery. 3. Going to the machine now and seeing it operating. 2 and 1. You're there now.
It's easy to operate. All this, just push buttons.
Yes.
There's a little joystick. You can move it around, but it's loud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very loud.
And do you work alone or are there others there with you, Joa?
I can see other machines in the distance.
Mm-hmm. Are there any others that operate one machine, or are you the only one that operates that machine?
Only one needed.
Okay. How do you get the stones from the land into the machine?
As it grinds, it goes through some kind of mechanism that filters it.
Mm-hmm. Does the machinery move through the earth?
Yes.
Okay. So do you operate that?
Yes.
Okay. What happens once you grind all that dirt out of it? What do you do with that dirt?
It just goes to the side.
Mm-hmm. And notice what is left.
More ground, but the black stones that we harvesting, they are collected in a separate compartment, and then they pick through and separated by a different crew.
Okay. Very good. So let's find out a little bit more about your life, Joa. I'm going to have you close the scene and let's go to the next important event that affects your life. It may be on that planet or elsewhere. 3, going through time and space to that next important event. 2 and 1, you're there now. Where are you, Joa?
I'm home on my planet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back from my shift.
Yes.
It seems that the shifts run, you go there for a couple weeks or months at a time, and then you come home.
Mm-hmm. Where is home, Joa?
It's a planet that kind of like a hub for different species to come and live. So it's a mix, kind of melting pot.
What does it look like? Look around you.
I'm in a city. I'm in my apartment.
Mm-hmm. What does your apartment look like, Joa? Notice what it's made out of.
The walls are gray, like cement.
Mm-hmm.
Like, um, it's small. It's not big.
Look around your apartment. Is there a place to sleep or eat?
Yes, there's a bed. And then kind of like halfway around the corner, there's a kitchen and kind of lounge chair.
Mm-hmm. What are the chairs made out of?
They're white, soft, cushiony, kind of like triangle shape that you can just fall into. Very comfortable.
Very good. And do you live alone there?
Yes, I'm alone.
Very good. So I want you to just take note of your life and tell me how you feel about your life.
I'm lonely.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any friends.
Mm-hmm.
I just go work and then I come home and stay in my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
I go out to get food sometimes, but food is delivered.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So notice your apartment and look out and see what your city looks like.
A lot of skyscrapers, a lot of tall buildings.
Mm-hmm.
They're smoky, like a lot of smoke.
A lot of smoke. Where does that smoke come from?
I don't know. It's kind of hazy. I don't know what it's.
Mm-hmm. Look at the sky. What does the sky look like?
You can see the stars.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of lights from the buildings.
Yes. Okay. Very good. So let's close this scene now. And let's go to the next important event that affects your life. As I count from 3 to 1, when I get to number 1, you'll be at that event that impacts you. 3, closing the scene. 2, and 1, you're there now.
I'm in front of some kind of console.
Mm-hmm.
There's this people in the chairs sitting around and they're looking at me.
What is this council?
They're questioning me.
Mm-hmm. What do they question you about?
Something happened at work. There was a black stone that was super potent and special. And it's rare and its properties are extremely rare. And the question is, how did I find it and what area?
Mm-hmm. How is this making you feel?
Nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember exactly where the stone came from. It was a large area.
Mm-hmm. So what happens next?
They want me to find more. So I'm guessing where to look because I don't recall where the stone came from.
Mm-hmm. So I'd like for you to connect this scene with the next important scene. What happens after you leave this council?
Put a chart. I'm in charge of a crew now. We're mining in that same area, so I've been promoted. Because these rocks have been disappearing. Somebody's stealing them and selling them on the black market. So we have to make sure that they're not taken or we're all in trouble.
So are you responsible for this?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How does that make you feel?
I like to be in charge and to be important, but also I don't like the part where I have to answer if something happens.
Mm-hmm. So let's see if you are successful with this mission of finding the rock.
Yes, we found a whole big area, almost like a big boulder. The ships came and they carried it out because it was so big and they didn't want to break it, or they just took it as one big piece.
Joa, do you know the properties of this stone?
It can run the ships, but also there's more to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a programming computer almost, also at the same time. I feel strange if I put my hand on it. I feel a lot of energy coming like waves through my body.
Mm-hmm. Does it affect you in any way?
Yeah, it just gives you like a jolt of. It's calming, but it's also gives me some information too. So that's why the government wanted to take it away. It seems like it's given knowledge to people.
Good. So I want you to just dive into that, knowing what is this knowledge that this rock has.
It's like a computer that has records in it. It has the records of this planet.
Yes.
You almost can feel like you go and reading the book with your hand on it.
Yes. So what is it that you received from this planet, from these records?
It was destroyed. The planet was full of life, but it got affected by the wars, the cosmic wars that was in this region, and all life, and it died.
Yes. Very good. Is there anything else that you need to know about this rock or this planet?
I'm worried what's the government going to do with this knowledge. But I have no say so where it's going or.
How does that make you feel, knowing you're giving this information to the government?
I feel like I was chosen, but to learn this, but at the same time, I can't do anything about it now. It's out of my hands.
Very good. So, Joe, we're going to close the scene. We're going to go now to find the resolution of what's happened. Go ahead and go forward to the resolution to understand what has happened with this mission and its importance.
I went wrong. I decided to save the rock, and I don't know, it was a bad idea. It seems like I'm in jail now. My mission obviously didn't succeed. I don't know why I was thinking that I can do something.
How is this affecting you?
Just stupid. I don't know why I did it.
Notice how it's affected your life.
Well, I'll be in jail for a long time.
So let's allow the years to go by quickly and go to the last day of your life in that lifetime. See yourself at the end, and where are you?
I've been released. It's been
Mm-hmm.
many years. I had a lot of time to think and to process what I received.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Where are you now on this last day of your life?
I'm in a small building outside of the city. It's almost um, like red clay or red stone.
Mm-hmm. Is there a purpose for this building?
Yeah, there's a lot of buildings like this for almost like low income.
Mm-hmm. Is this where you live, in a low income place now?
Yeah, it's like the government gives you housing.
Yes. So take a look at your body and see how old this body is now.
124.
Mm-hmm. And notice how it's feeling.
I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go do something else. I want other.
All right. So I want you to go to the moment in which you take your last breath. Where are you?
In my bed.
Mm-hmm. Are you by yourself there?
Yes.
What is it that you're thinking about?
I wish I lived my life differently.
Mm-hmm. So leave that body now. Take your last breath. Leave it as if you were taking off an old coat. And as spirit, you can see that entire lifetime and understand the purpose for having lived it. Why is it that you've lived this life?
It was good to learn to work with stones,
Mm-hmm.
and it was purposeful to receive the knowledge from the stone as well.
Mm-hmm. Were there any lessons from this lifetime?
You have to stand up for what you believe.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing wrong with trying to save the stone from the government.
Mm-hmm.
You followed your heart because you knew that's what had to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it didn't play out as it should have or you hoped for.
Yes. So, Jo, I want you to look at the lifetime now of Oksana, who's discovered crystals and is working with them. I want you to tell me how this lifetime that you just lived with these special stones on those planets, how is it affecting the life of Oksana now?
She's just tapping into them. She's drawn to a lot different crystals and stones, and she's learning to communicate and receive their messages.
Mm-hmm. Was there something from that lifetime that was unfulfilled that she's now fulfilling in this one?
Yeah, she has access to many more crystals.
Mm-hmm.
She has them all over the house.
Mm-hmm. So what advice do you give her about all of this? All of these stones that she's collecting?
You need to communicate with them in a way that you receive messages that you're able to process, but
Mm-hmm.
don't hold on to them. Once you receive the messages, you can let go of the crystals and have somebody else to learn from them as well.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Now, Jo, in that life, you led a very lonely life. And when you died, you wish that you had done it a little bit differently. How is that affecting the lifetime now of Oksana?
She feels alone a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she's not alone, but she needs to open more to the opportunities.
Mm-hmm. So in that life, you died very lonely.
Yes.
So right now, she seems to be afraid of being alone too.
She wants a family.
Mm-hmm. Where is this coming from, Joa? This longing for a family. Is that coming from your lifetime or a different one?
Many, many lifetimes.
Mm-hmm. So let's go to the significant one, the one which is affecting her the most of not being able to have this family. I want you to go ahead and disconnect from the energies of Joa now. And let's travel through time and space to find that lifetime that is affecting you the most about children. 5. Going through time and space. 4. Feeling it in your heart, that yearning. 3. Allow the images to come now. 2. And 1. You're there now. Where are you?
I'm on Earth.
Mm-hmm. Notice if you're male or female.
Female.
Mm-hmm. What do you look like there?
Kind of like simple, like medieval clothing almost.
Mm-hmm.
Linen, wool.
Mm-hmm. How old are you there? See the
Under
number.
30.
30.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Notice where you are. Are you indoors or outdoors?
Indoors in
Mm-hmm.
the kind of wooden house,
Yes.
stone wooden house.
What are you doing there today?
I'm by this kind of this fire pit, making food, dinner, making
Mm-hmm.
dinner.
Notice if there's anybody in the house with you.
There's a male sitting in the corner.
Who is this man?
He's my husband.
Mm-hmm. Notice how you feel about this man.
There's tension.
Mm-hmm. What relationship do you have with him?
It's not loving.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened.
All right, let's find out what has happened. I want you to activate that memory and see what happened between you.
I lost a child.
Mm-hmm.
I was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grieving. It was many. It was not the only one.
You've lost many children?
Yes.
Yes. And how does your husband react?
He's mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
He's blaming me.
How does that make you feel?
I'm upset. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm. Notice how the loss of each one of these children has made you feel.
That I can't bring a child.
Mm-hmm. What do you say to yourself as you're grieving for these children that haven't come?
Why can't it just happen for me?
Mm-hmm. What else do you say to yourself?
I'm just crying.
Mm-hmm. And as you're crying, Notice how it makes you feel about losing a child.
I feel empty.
Mm-hmm.
Like life has no meaning.
Life has no meaning. Notice where you're feeling this. Where are you feeling this pain?
In my heart, like a big hole there.
Mm-hmm. Notice what has caused all of this hole.
I have no family of my own, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't have my parents, and I want to have a child, but I don't know why. Why not? Why my body rejecting
Mm-hmm.
these babies?
So as you're feeling this empty pain in your heart, notice what's happening with the man in the corner. What is he thinking or saying about you? Connect with his mind telepathically. What's he saying about you?
Oh, he wishes he'd married somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's stuck with me.
He's stuck with me. And when he's saying this in his mind, that he's stuck with you, how is that making you feel?
Worthless.
Mm-hmm. Feel that feeling of worthlessness that's coming from him. What does that make you do?
I don't want to live anymore.
I don't want to live. Mm-hmm. What happens next?
I leave the house
Mm-hmm.
at night when he's sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
I walk to the cliff and look around, and I want to just jump off, and I look one more time at the house and leap.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to feel what it feels like as that body hits. What is it? Where are you? Is it water or is it land?
It's water.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to feel that. Feel the moment that you impact that water. Tell me what it feels.
It's cold, but it's refreshing.
Mm-hmm. Are you inside the water or outside?
Inside.
Mm-hmm. Notice how this water affects your body.
It chills, but I just start sinking and sinking.
Mm-hmm. Notice where your soul is as it's sinking. Is your soul in that body or watching it?
Watching it.
Mm-hmm. What happens next?
What a relief.
Mm-hmm.
It was a sad life.
And I want you to notice if any piece of your soul is left with that body, that grieving part.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I want you to ask that part of your soul why it's there, why it's still grieving.
So many lives that came but left.
Mm-hmm. So, is this soul of yours, by staying with that body, somehow punishing itself?
No, it's feeling compassion.
Feeling compassion. Mm-hmm. Notice how that piece of the soul that has stayed with that woman's body, how it's affecting the lifetime now of Oksana.
She has the same longing for a child.
Mm-hmm.
And asking, why is it not coming?
Is she still grieving?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to ask that soul of that woman, Is it ready to reunite with the bigger part of her soul? Can she forgive herself now?
A lot of work for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so easy.
Notice what would happen if the soul does not forgive itself for that life. What would be more work? To continue to grieve, or to be able to join with all of those children that never came?
Yes, have to stop.
Mm-hmm. So I'd like for you to go ahead and extend your hand out to that soul and ask her if she's ready to come back, to leave that body at the bottom of the sea and unite with you.
Yes, it's time.
Very good. So go ahead and begin to bring her back into the main soul piece of this woman. Feeling that forgiveness. And as you do, I want you to begin to see those little souls that never came. How many are there?
10.
Mm-hmm. What do they tell their mama?
They love me.
Mm-hmm. And have they been with her in other lifetimes?
Yes.
Notice which lifetimes.
There was Layla, and
Mm-hmm.
also a lifetime in Lemuria.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And another many more lifetimes.
Yeah. So why is it that all of these little souls didn't come into that lifetime of that woman who was grieving? What was the lesson there?
Sometimes things just don't happen, don't go as you want.
Mm-hmm.
But there have to be other purposes in life.
So notice how those words from that man in the corner affected her.
Very badly. Felt worthless.
Mm-hmm.
She's not worthless.
Mm-hmm. What is she supposed to be learning from all of this betrayal?
There were many lifetimes of this betrayal. She has to break the betrayal part.
All right, so I want you to find it. Let's go through time and space and find out when this first betrayal began. I'm going to count. When I get to number 1, I want you to be at that moment of the first betrayal. 5. Going through time and space. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Allow yourself to be there now. And tell me where you are. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Roman time.
Mm-hmm. What's happening?
I'm like a prostitute.
Mm-hmm.
And I have this married man come to me.
Mm-hmm. Look into his eyes. Do you recognize them?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What happens next?
We have fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
We're sitting in the patio, eating grapes and laughing, having a good time, drinking wine. He has to leave, go back to his wife. And I get jealous, even though I have other clients as well. There's some deeper connection with this one.
Notice how it makes you feel.
I shouldn't feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't be attached to them.
So notice what it is that you say. Do you make any promises?
I cannot make any promises in my condition.
Mm-hmm.
He makes promises that he will come more often.
Is that the truth?
Yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he can, sometimes he can't. He has other women too, so I'm not the only one.
Notice how this is affecting you. Mind, body, and soul.
I'm not special.
Mm-hmm.
My heart is hurting.
Mm-hmm. Notice what you've put into your heart or what's happened to it that it hurts so much.
I just want to be loved.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be the only one.
Yes. So I want you to see what happens, the resolution with this lifetime. What happens with this man?
It stops coming. And I take my life.
Mm-hmm.
I drink some poison. Not sure what it is.
And I want you to think about what it is that you're thinking about as you're dying with that poison. What are you thinking?
I couldn't live the life anymore as a prostitute sleeping with all these men and only wanted one but couldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no way forward.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to think, what is it that you thought about this man as you're dying? Did you make any promises to find him again?
Yeah, I wanted to have a life with him.
Mm-hmm. Notice what that poison has done to your system.
It spread through all the body and
Mm-hmm.
left there rotting.
Yes. How is that poison affecting the life now of Oksana?
It comes through the veils.
Mm-hmm.
It's seeping through.
Are we ready now to get rid of that poison?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I want you to go ahead and get that poison out, whether you have to cough it out or spit it out. I want you to get that poison out now. You don't need that any longer.
It's coming through my pores.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Get it all out. Don't leave any poison in. This poison doesn't belong to the lifetime of Oksana. Notice what this poison was doing to her organs. Notice what it's doing to all of the lifetimes. Notice how it affected her when she once again came in contact with this man, with her lover.
It was doomed.
Mm-hmm. So I want you now, when you're finished expelling all of this poison, I'd like for you to replace it with something that would be beautiful for you, something fertile. What would you like to replace it with?
There's droplets of water that has like flower essences.
Beautiful. So I want you to go ahead and what color would that be?
White, but they almost can see the flowers in them.
Beautiful. I'd like for you to go ahead and begin to bring that color in through the crown of your head and begin to heal all of that space that had this poison. And as that flower essence goes through the entire body, notice how it changes it. And tell me when you're completely filled.
I feel like my angel wings can open up.
Go ahead and do that. Beautiful. So I want you to expand that even more, and I want you to wrap yourself in this beautiful healing essence.
It's like a cocoon now.
Very good. And now, as you observe this, are we ready now to cut the cords of all of those lifetimes that signified betrayal?
Yeah.
See them all now. See all of the different lifetimes. You don't need to see the details. You could just see the cords. Seeing how this has affected each and every lifetime. Almost like a spider web, all connected. Spider web of betrayal and loss. I want you to go ahead and begin to snip away at all of those cords that connected one to the other. And when you've totally snipped it, I want you to ask yourself, can you forgive yourself for having done this with your soul connected to all of this betrayal? And I'd like for you to go ahead and begin to use that crystal that you have in your hands. And I want you to use a scan of your body, beginning from the top of your head. Begin to scan that body. And notice if there's anything out of place in that body, using the energy. The body should be brilliant white light. What do you notice from this body? How does it feel? Notice if there's any twinges, any pinching.
Pain in the back.
In your back? Notice where it is in your back that you feel it.
Lower back.
The lower back, very good. So I want you to just focus on the lower back. And I want you to intensify the feeling. Just intensify that feeling in the lower back. And I want you to notice if that sensation in your lower back is coming from Oksana in this life or somewhere else. Does it belong to her? No. So I want you to notice what it reminds you of. And I want you to intensify the feeling so that we can make it louder. I'm going to count the other way now from 1 to 5 with each number. I want you to intensify it almost as if it was a volume. 1, making it stronger now. 2, making it even stronger. 3, 4, finding the origin of this. 4 and 5. What comes to your mind?
An old woman.
An old woman. Mm-hmm.
Hunched over, working in the garden.
Mm-hmm. Put the microphone up so I can hear you more. What is it about the old woman?
She's hunched over garden.
She's on shoulder. So I want you to ask this woman what she's doing there.
She's harvesting.
Mm-hmm. Harvesting?
Yes.
What is she harvesting?
Turnips.
Turnips. Mm-hmm. So I want you to ask this old woman how it is that she died.
Old age.
Old age. And what happened after she died? Did she go to the light?
No.
No. What happened? How did she find Oksana?
She likes to garden.
She likes the garden. So she saw that Oksana gardens and she wanted to help her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how has this affected Oksana?
Freaking back pains.
Mm-hmm. Back pains. So I'd like to find out why it is that she was attracted to her in the first place. What was Oksana feeling when she attracted this old woman?
Very sad.
Sad. Mm-hmm.
Vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. So notice how it's affecting the life of Oksana. This sadness and this pain.
Inability to move.
Mm-hmm. Not able to move. So let's ask this old woman, is she ready to go to the light now?
I guess.
What's the hesitation?
She likes it here.
She likes it here. So is there any reason why she didn't go to the light?
She didn't know how.
She didn't know how. All right, let's ask her if she's willing now to be assisted so she could go home.
Yes, please.
All right, very good. So I want you to go ahead and indicate to her that she has a light in her heart. It may be a little tiny light, but I want you to tell me when she finds it.
Yes, she can.
All right, so I want you to tell her to go ahead and make that light a lot bigger and brighter. And tell me what she feels.
Surprised.
Very good. And to tell her to look through that light and see if there's anybody there waiting for her.
So there's the whole world there.
Who's there?
The whole world is there.
The whole world is there. Very good. So I'd like for her to tell you, is there anything else that she was causing Oksana besides the physical pains?
She cries a lot.
She cries a lot. Okay. So can she forgive herself for not knowing that this whole world was there for her?
Yes.
Good. And Oksana, can you forgive this old woman for using your body to continue to garden?
Yes.
Yeah, but you don't have an old body, do you? So let's begin to release all of those energies from this old woman and give her back this energy. Just pull it right out. Pull it out of your back. And let's find out what happens with the old woman. Who's there to meet her?
This young person, young male.
Who is that?
It's her son.
Beautiful. So I'd like for you to go ahead and tell her to go towards her son. And may the light of the universe always accompany her. And when she's gone, go ahead and close that portal of light. And focus on your lower back now. Now that we've taken this energy of this old woman out, we need to replace it with something healthy, something good. What would you like to replace those aches and pains and sadness with?
Joyful energy.
Beautiful. So I want you to think of something that represents joy for you. It could be flowers, it could be babies, it could be anything.
Babies and flowers.
Good. So I want you to go ahead and begin to put into that space lots of faces of babies, lots of flowers. Mm-hmm. And I want you to come up with a color that represents healing for you. What would that be?
Pink.
Pink. So fill that space with pink also. Filling in all the spaces between the babies' faces and the flowers. Very good. And tell me when you're done.
Done.
Very good. And now I want you to go ahead and use that Reiki and crystal once again. And let's scan this body and see if there's any areas of the body that seem out of sort, perhaps sad, not quite in.
Solar plexus.
The solar plexus. Okay, so let's go into that solar plexus. I want you to zoom in to that solar plexus and find out.
It's like a stomach area more.
Okay, what's there?
Sadness and grief.
Sadness. Very good. Let's focus in, get even deeper, almost as if you were zooming in closer. What are the things that are creating this sadness?
Fear.
Mm-hmm. Keep going. Keep zooming in. What fear? Where is it coming from?
Fear to make the wrong choices.
Mm-hmm.
Fear of missing out on life.
Yes. So let's see where that fear came from. That fear to make the wrong choices. I want you to intensify that fear now as I count backwards from 5 to 1. And let's find the source of when this fear was created. 5. Make that fear stronger. Fear of missing out. 4. Go back in time. 3. To the origin. Start hearing the words 2 and 1. Where are you? Notice where you are with this fear. Notice how old you are. Feel that fear in the solar plexus. What words, what sentences, what emotions are coming out?
Like a monk.
Mm-hmm. What's happening?
Hiding in a cave.
You live in a cave?
Yes, hiding in it.
What are you hiding from?
From the world.
Mm-hmm. What's happened?
It's scary out there.
It's scary. What has happened to make it so scary? I want you to go back to the moment in which your whole world became scary.
There's bad people out there.
There's bad people out there. What do they do?
They kill.
Mm-hmm. So you say that you're a monk.
Monk-like.
Monk-like. Mm-hmm. What do you do?
I just live in this cave. I come out for food and I come back.
Okay. What has put you into that cave? Notice who the bad ones were that scared you so much.
They kill people in villages and would take their food away.
Mm-hmm.
I should have stayed with them and protected them.
Who were you protecting?
People in the village.
Mm-hmm. What role did you play there?
I was their neighbor, but I left.
Mm-hmm. And because you left, what happened to them?
The village got run over. A lot of people died.
Mm-hmm. So are you feeling that perhaps you had something to do with that village not being protected from those evil ones?
I could have stayed with them and seen what would happen, but I should leave and run away.
Yeah. So inside of you, do you feel that guilt of running away?
Yes.
What else do you feel?
I'm safe, but what's the point?
Mm-hmm. It's no life, is it?
No.
Yeah. So I want you to just move forward and find out what happens next. What happens to your life?
Can either come out, save the world, face the world,
Mm-hmm.
or just die here alone.
What happens? Move forward.
I stayed in safety.
Mm-hmm. Notice how you die. Go to the last moment.
I'm shivering by the fire. I'm cold and wet. I have gray hair, missing teeth.
Mm-hmm. And I want you to go ahead to the moment in which you leave that body and tell me what you're thinking about as you leave that body behind.
What a waste.
What a waste. What happens to your spirit? Do you go to the light or do you just hang out?
I hang out for a little and watched it. I watched the world around.
Mm-hmm. And then what happens?
I leave.
Mm-hmm. So this attitude of what a waste from that life, was there anything that you learned from it?
I have a pattern of staying in the safety here.
Mm-hmm. A pattern of staying in the safety. So how is that affecting now the life of Oksana? Is she also staying in the safety zone?
Yes, hesitant to make decisions.
Mm-hmm. So now that you understand that your life was a waste because you didn't make decisions, you weren't courageous enough to stand up for what you believed in. What advice would you like to give to Oksana? She's facing a lot of decisions right now.
Don't be afraid. Every decision is a decision.
Mm-hmm. So she has decisions to make right now.
Yes.
For example, what to do with her life, how to move forward. She's thinking that she also came into this life to help others. What do you recommend? How can she help others?
She has gifts.
Mm-hmm. She's been taking classes. She does sound therapy. She does light language, Reiki, tuning forks. What would be the best way for her to help others?
Depends on the situation. She can do all, but it has to depend on each person, what they need.
Mm-hmm. And when she doesn't make a decision, how does that affect her solar plexus?
It gets tight.
So take a look at it now. What decision is swimming around in there that she hasn't made? What decision does she feel that will take her to that cave once again?
She's indecisive about her current relationship.
Mm-hmm. So seeing it from a different perspective, what do you say to her about this relationship?
Can't hide in the sand.
Mm-hmm. Is that what she's doing? She's hiding?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She's hurt, so she's just hiding from more hurt.
Mm-hmm. Notice what's hurt.
Her heart.
Mm-hmm. What has she done to her heart?
It's like broken in chunks.
Mm-hmm. Notice what has broken. What has made that heart break in so many chunks?
The betrayal.
Mm-hmm. But you see, this is her heart. No one has broken it for her. She has broken it.
Yes.
So she's the only one who could heal it. Is she ready now to begin to piece pieces of her heart and make it whole again?
Yes.
Very good. So I want you to go ahead and begin to see this heart in chunks. And let's bring in some reinforcement into that heart. Let's bring in some golden light. Because just like the Japanese used to mend ceramic pieces with gold, let's bring in that golden light and begin to bring back the pieces of that heart. And I want you to begin to come up with words that you could say to yourself that will reinforce. What words can you use to reinforce that heart?
Love is not scary.
Mm-hmm. Good. See how that affects your heart.
It's better to love than to live in a cave hiding from it.
Very good. So go ahead and fill that space with that love, self-love. And we could put in some courage.
Yes, that she needs.
What else would you like to put in there?
Double self-love.
Double self-love. Put it in. Make it a twin self-love. Double it up and see what it's doing to your heart as it's mending it.
Start to glow.
What else would you like to tell your heart?
You have so much love to give.
You have love to give, but you can't give it in chunks, so we need to put it together. I want you to go ahead and just tell your heart, I love you.
I love you.
I honor you.
I honor you.
You are worthy of love. Open up your receptors to receive love now.
Open up the receptors to receive the love now.
And see what happens to that heart as it continues to open.
It's on fire now.
Very good. And let's see how that affects your solar plexus now.
It's like a calm wave.
Beautiful. So now with the calm, going from the heart, being on fire, and the fire in her heart and the solar plexus just waving beautifully. What do you tell her about all of these things that she's gone through recently? All of this dark night of the soul.
Just experiences.
So what's next for her? Now that she has this open heart.
Whatever she chooses.
Good. So recently she went to Mount Shasta and she was connecting with those there that are in that area. What was happening while she was in Mount Shasta?
Yes, she has beautiful experience there.
Mm-hmm. What is she meant to do with this experience?
Prompt her to go to the next level. She received
Yes.
the healing she needed.
Yes.
And she received the downloads.
Mm-hmm.
And her awakening.
Yes.
She'll able to heal soon others.
Wonderful. So we talked just briefly about all of these gifts that she has and all of these modalities. Is there anyone in particular that she should focus on now?
Yes, Colorian healing. She needs to learn it. And
Good. Good. And when she is healing, who is she connected to? Who is guiding her?
a lot of different energies and entities and angelics.
Yes. Good. And who are we speaking with right now?
Her
Very good.
guardian angel.
Her guardian angel?
Yes.
Yes. So I know that there was no coincidence that she came here to this session today. And she's seen many different lifetimes today. She saw the one of that frog-like being that was so happy, even though it was challenged with all of the children. She saw the one on the planet mining for those rocks. She saw this monk-like lifetime. What is it that she needed to learn by experiencing these lifetimes again?
It's not what she expected to hear today.
So is this something that she needs to learn to not expect?
Yes, she puts a lot of expectations.
So those expectations, are they hindering her life in any way?
Yes, a lot of times.
So what do you tell her about these expectations?
Let it go. See how it plays out. It's just fun.
Good. And this longing that she had for the babies, we know that it came now from that lifetime in which she lost so many of them. She's seen that in other lifetimes she's had many of them. What did she need to learn in this lifetime by not having these children right away?
She needed to release the guilt and pain.
Has she done that today?
Yes.
Very good. Is there anything else that she's holding on to that she needs to address today? Or do you feel that we've accomplished what she needed to today?
She needs to self-love more. Learn self-love. She's still a little unsure. And also she needs to trust in her own abilities and her own strengths and find the strengths to make the decisions she needs to make in life.
Good. So I want you to come up with something that in her mind she can feel that self-love and that courage to make the decision. She can visualize herself as perhaps an animal or something that represents that. What picture do you visualize as representing this self-love and courage to make decisions?
She needs to see herself as a dolphin.
Beautiful. So let's go ahead and begin to see that dolphin appear.
It's laughing at her.
Good, good. And let's make an agreement that when she is not feeling that love, that this dolphin comes and reminds her to love herself. Good. Is there anything else that you would like to address today, or do you feel that with this session we are complete?
The courage.
Courage. Mm-hmm.
She needs to be the lioness.
Very good. See the lioness now. Wonderful. Anything else?
Yes, she needs to start doing her projects.
Mm-hmm.
She's been wanting to start her serum business for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
She never started it.
So this is important for her.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She's been working on for a long time, and she just needs to go ahead and make the first step.
Good. Does anyone guide her when she's doing these serums?
She does herself her other lifetimes where she was a potion maker, like a witch, but, where she was able to make these potions for women. She can make this facial serum with all these beautiful ingredients and charge it for women to use.
Great. Any other messages for her?
Just trust in yourself.
Wonderful. Wonderful. It's in your eyes. 5, wide awake, completely alert, feeling wonderful all over. Welcome back. How was that for you? Unexpected?
Yes, definitely.
You did well. You did well. So we went to really interesting lifetimes, huh?
Yeah.
Didn't see those coming, huh?
No.
Do they make sense to you, though?
I was freaked out by the frog one.
Yeah.
3 fingers.
3 fingers, but lots of kids.
Lots of kids.
Yeah, and you live to be very, very old. Very, very old in that one. And then the man who was mining, the lonely guy. Yeah. Does that make sense with the crystals? It's almost like you had a relationship with stones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Download it.
Now it's like, no, I'm keeping these things. I'm not giving them to the government. I'm keeping my stones. It was good. How did your body feel? We did a lot of work with it.
Well, the pain is gone. That's what started bugging me in the middle. I started pain in the back. Yeah.
So that was the old woman. Yeah. So it feels good. Right now you're kind of speechless compared to what you were before, but a lot to think about. A lot to think about.
I was afraid I'm not going to speak.
You did a lot. And were you visual or not?
Kind of halfway. Like, not like sharp visions.
But you just knew.
Knew, but saw some things like the moons or the purple water, you know. So it's like,
interesting.
So there were, it's like not clear, but a little hazy, but still you could see.
That's great. You did good. Are you happy with it? Yeah.
Well, I wish it was more like alien ones, like not like Shrek.
Well, that's not what you were supposed to. It is an alien. That is an alien.
Well, not a Shrek type of alien.
Well, that was what you needed to see because of their relationship with the stones.
Yeah.
That was an important job. And he realized, he was doing this work, but he wasn't getting anything. All right. So, Oksana, tell everybody what you do.
So I make facial serums that are energized and set with scalar energy and Reiki energy, and have this beautiful, just a lot of organic, 100% organic items in it, essential oils. So it's like high angelic kind of realm kind of thing. So, and also I have a crystal store, which I'm refurbishing. So I'm gonna, I just opening it now. So it's called Inner Earth's Messengers.
Wonderful. Is that where they can get the serums also?
Serums, yes, serums will be there in a couple of weeks, and same with crystals. So,
okay, so Inner Earth
Messengers.
Messengers. Okay, so that's going to be up on top. And where are you located?
I'm in Alexandria, Virginia.
Wonderful. So I want to thank you for watching this session. It was a beautiful one. And if you'd like to contact me, just go to my website, albaweinman.com. And I hope I get to see you in a future session. Thanks for watching. Bye.